Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some petty divorces that deserve an award. Divorce?
Revenge.
About a year ago, I was in the midst of a divorce. We were trying to be amicable about it. Due to financial reasons, we decided to remain living in the same household during the divorce process. Ooh, oh babes, no. Uh-oh. Not recommended at all. Well, yeah. I would say that if you can avoid that, do it. I was planning on moving after we had paid off a couple of bills. We agreed to live separate lives in separate bedrooms while under the same roof, but had one rule for each other. Do not bring a date over and giggity in the house. Okay, but how long are we talking? Like, how long were you guys, like, living together? Because I feel like that's a long time. Well, just go to their house, you know? I thought it was just common courtesy during an uncommon living situation. During the summer, we had a large storm that knocked out the power in most of our area. A massive heat wave, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, followed. We were lucky as we still had our electricity during this time. My soon-to-be ex-husband had just started dating someone new. She had no power and was sweltering in the heat wave. I see where this is going. In an attempt to be nice, to show that no hard feelings were abound, I told the ex that if she was dying, he could have her over to enjoy some glorious air conditioning. How kind of you to allow that, but what do we know to be true? Give them an inch and they take a mile. A small point for clarity, I work nights. Thus, I sleep during the day. I woke up one afternoon to find the ex and new girl pulling up in the driveway with an overnight bag in hand. Okay, I guess she's spending the night too, I thought. No matter, I had to go to work that night. The ex was horrified that I was home and awake. What did he expect? The new girl was rude when I introduced myself. Okay, but like she's coming over to your place to use your air conditioning. I gave her the benefit of the doubt because, hey, the ex-wife is there in her pajamas, I guess. Not a good first impression though. They went upstairs and I went downstairs to give them some space, remembering our rule of no giggity whatsoever. How naive and stupid I was. We didn't really speak to each other the rest of the awkward evening, and I went on my merry way to work. They were gone when I got home in the morning. A little time went by, she didn't stop over again, but they were still seeing each other. I really don't care one way or the other. I was happy that he seemed happier, but that was about it. One night before I had to go to work, the ex was sloppy drunk. He confessed that he slept with the new girl while I was home that night. I saw red. I'm not much of a yelling/screaming type of gal, but I let loose. He apologized, I went to work and started to scheme. But did you get him back? Did you also have somebody over? All hell has broken loose! He was at work when I got home that morning. I went up to his bedroom and threw back his blankets and sheets. I bounced on the bed for a while and rolled around to mess everything up. I then took a fun balloon. We took a balloon. Unrolled it, filled it with my under eye lotion. Wow. And threw that in the bathroom trash right on top. I stashed the wrapper in the blankets and half made the bed again. We didn't see each other that day again, and I went to work that night. I mean, that works too. You could have just had somebody over, but this is better, I think. I got home the next morning and his car was still in the garage. Uh-oh. He was supposed to be at work. I go in the house and he's still in the bedroom. Oh, he called down to me and asked me to come upstairs. He was still in bed and looked like he'd been crying. He asked if I had giggity in his bed. I tried to look innocent, aka not laugh, and I said I had no idea what he was talking about. He stated that he found his bed messed up, a wrapper in the blankets, and a fun balloon in the trash. After a while, I couldn't hold it in anymore and I told him the truth. I staged the whole thing for revenge. He broke the rule of no giggity in the house. The most beautiful thing of all, he didn't believe me. Part of our problems that led to our divorce was that he was incredibly jealous and controlling. Always thought I was cheating on him, etc. Isn't it funny how it's always like the jealous and controlling ones that are actually kind of like doing it themselves? They're like projecting. They're like,
how could you possibly not be cheating on me when I am cheating on you?
Then he stated he had his first therapy session scheduled for later that afternoon. Even better, a few weeks later, he told me that new girl had broken up with him because of his issues and baggage. Subtle, but nice. Very nice indeed. Honestly, at this point, it wouldn't have even made a difference if you actually did bring somebody home. You should have just done it. You got the same reaction. Also, what's he crying about? Why is he crying? Y'all are broken up. He did the same thing. Allow me to play the world's smallest violin for him. Where did the violin go? Or ever an indication that Charlotte needs to clean out her desk, it is now. Backstory. I dated a girl from 2008 to 2016 when we got married in May. Things were amazing. Almost never fought, had the same goals, interests, everything. She'd always been a bit of a truth stretcher. Is that another word for liar? That's a really fancy word for liar, but nothing too serious. Usually just tried to make herself look better to others. Her best friend would comment on it to me, but we both blew it off because it was never ill-intentioned. She also always had to be the center of attention. Literally refused to play Mario Party if she wasn't Mario. I would throw a fit. Oh, okay. Yeah. Absolute minor things, really. Are they though? I don't know. I feel like that's a little like odd. Like, I think this is just, it's a minor thing that's a reflective of a much larger problem that will only reveal itself in time. In the span of a year, her mom died. Oh, okay, sad, okay. She got off antidepressants used for allergies, but she didn't know they were antidepressants. We got engaged. She moved 2 hours away for work for 3 months, and we started wedding planning. Then she gets a new job for a guy that only hired young women, 17 to 23, who was just divorced by his wife for cheating. Interesting. Well, marriage is tough. Choices have to be made financially, and she was told no for the first time in her life, and he promised her the world, and within 3 months of getting married, she had already cheated. I tried to save it, shouldn't have even tried, but it was over. Oh, brother. The revenge. All of her stuff was in my house. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Goody, goody. I do not condone destruction of property! Say that right now. Clothes, furniture, everything. She left with the clothes on her back and a handful of other things. Lied about moving in with him, lied about going out of the country, lied about not having him over to our house. I got everything that wasn't explicitly hers. She had to provide a list, I had to approve, and she would let me know the exact day and time to pick up her stuff. And she was only allowed to bring her dad to help. So, I threw all of her stuff in my sunroom, safe from weather. You can get it 2 ways, through the side yard to a back door or through the middle of the house. It was during the time of year it usually rains in the evening. Tonight was no exception. When she arrived with her dad, all of her stuff was laid out in piles in the sunroom, but I made sure all of her sexy hot dogs and outfits were on top. With her dad there? Oh, dude. Oh. Petty revenge, yes, but that's not all. Remember, there's 2 ways to get into the room. It's raining outside, so going through the yard sucks, but coming through the house had a catch too. That same night, I decided to throw a little party. Just a small party. I invited all the people that told her she was an idiot for doing what she did. Some of the guests included her now former best friend and maid of honor, 2 other bridesmaids, 4 other close friends, and a police officer to make sure it all went smoothly. We had a very lovely dinner watching the show. She did complain to her lawyer, but was told, tough. Now faced with walking your stuff through the rain or walking through all your close friends, which would you choose? The rain. Honestly, the rain. Oh gosh, this is just like poetic. This is lovely. She chose the rain. That was great. That was great. The poetry. I can literally picture it. What a very visceral description of a petty revenge. Thank you for that. I would have paid to see the look on her dad's face to have to go through all those sexy hot dogs.
This isn't my story. It's my mom's. My parents got separated when I was 4 years old. They thought the divorce was finalized when I was 16. It wasn't. There was a mess up with the court system, and my father didn't sign the paperwork. So, going forward, when I was 20 years old, my mom found out that they were still legally married.
Oh,
she didn't say a
wow.
word because she found out, during which time they were legally married, he had gotten remarried to the woman he had cheated on her with. She didn't say a word. She waited until their 2nd wedding anniversary, in which she called him and her separately while they were at work and said, by the way, your marriage is void because you are still legally married to me and there's proof in your email. So she essentially waited 4 years to end their entire marriage like she ended hers.
Oh my, that is delectable. That is deliciously delectable. What have I told you? What have we learned? Move in the shadows. In the shadows. Never react. We wait in our lairs for the perfect moment to strike. That is actually amazing. I feel like there's gonna be some weird stuff with like finances too, you know what I mean? Because if they're like still legally married, who forgets to sign divorce papers? But still, I feel like there's some things that like, I'm just saying, yes, you ruined a marriage, but like the fact that they were still married, make sure you sign your divorce papers, okay? I would have never told him and collected everything after he died. And watch the homewrecker have nothing. Goody. Petty and extremely patient. Very patient. I like your mom. So do I. I love people who don't react and just stew. They are reacting. They're just waiting for the right moment. They plot. Tell her to get it finalized and get alimony support. Period. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you forget to sign divorce papers? You're so dumb. This happened to me almost 5 years ago. So he was my then soon-to-be ex-husband. As of today, I'm in a very happy, healthy new relationship with framed divorce papers showing that he is my now ex-husband. Wow, you framed them, eh? I love how some people frame them and some people just like don't sign them at all. What is that about? I feel like he did that, like, just saying, like, I feel like he didn't sign them on purpose. Like, who doesn't sign divorce papers? Anyways, found out my husband of 21 years was cheating on me with not one, not two, not three. Yes, 3 other women. So I moved him to the status of soon-to-be ex-husband by taking the kids, moving out, and filing for divorce. We stayed civil for about 2 weeks while we decided how to divide up property and visitations. I took almost everything in the divorce, both kids, his trucks, the pets, the house, everything down to the rolls of toilet paper in the bathroom. Right? He's gonna think about you every single time he takes a dookie because he doesn't have any toilet paper. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have been such a dickhead. At least then I would have some toilet paper. The few things I let him keep were the things that were given as gifts by his parents, clothes, and a few pieces of furniture. Here's where the revenge part comes in. When I learned some details about his cheating, I found out he had some of his women over at the house. It's always the same thing. It's always the same. Give him an inch and they take a mile. While they were active in my bed. Active? Okay, yes. So the furniture I let him have was at one time our bedroom set, including the king size bed with mattress. I could see why you would want to get rid of that, yes. My reason behind this is that I didn't want the bed he had other women in, and I was going to make it known that it was at one time our bed. So the day he came with a moving truck, I had the bed all made up with the clean sheets, etc. But under the fitted sheets and memory foam topper, I'd taken an extra wide red Sharpie and wrote, "This bed purchased at insert name of furniture store in the year 19 blah blah blah." I made sure I got the exact date. "And was slept on, made love on, changed diapers on, etc., etc. by insert my full name, who was married to insert his name on insert date of marriage." I wrote this all very large and bold on both sides of the mattress. He had paid movers loading all of his stuff, so he did not see the mattress until it was delivered to his new place. And of course, he was livid. He cussed me out over the phone. I just told him I didn't know what he was referring to and brushed it off. The reason I'm writing this now is because he had to claim bankruptcy because of one of the girlfriends and move in with his parents last week. My son went to help him move out of his apartment and reported back to me that he still had the same mattress with the red Sharpie on both sides. Good. Good, yes, good. That's honestly the least you could have done. I hope the girlfriend he was living with enjoyed sleeping on my old bed. I'm sure she didn't. I also feel like the Sharpie would come off on certain things. You know what I mean? It would come off on sheets if it ever got wet. Those were some petty divorces that deserve an award. Subscribe!